What is your ideal vision of the future workplace?
I think for me personally, it will be a place that is actually in many towns. So it's not one office. I would hate to have to go to an employer and go to this one office, which is always the same and it has the same people and the same times I work. So this I wouldn't like. But I think we have the opportunity now to create workplaces that are actually adapted to the people's needs. So my ideal one would be an office that is in my home, which I have luckily, and where I can work, but also have alternative places that I can go to if I need to meet people, if I need another kind of focus, like a really silent room where no kids come in the afternoon and so on. And also have multiple locations of offices, because I'm a consultant, so I travel around, so I can rent spaces in other cities and meet people there. And I can adapt these places to my mood, to the energy level I have, to how many people I want to have in there, and to sort of what is my preferences. And technology makes that possible, so I think in 5 or 10 years' time we can have that, and it's actually that we have adaptable office spaces for the knowledge workers who travel a lot around the cities, and you will come in and like in a hotel, it is ideally adapted to your needs.
It sounds wonderful, and it's certainly the way I would like to work, but are employers going to allow their employees to do that, or don't you think employers want to have people there in one workplace and know what time they come and what time they leave?
I think they will have to. I think at the moment they completely underestimate the level of change we have and the rate of change. And I think the younger generation is actually challenging them to have to change this. Because for them, it's a comfortable structure that we had. The old industrial paradigm where you have specific times of working and a place where you go and you have a job description and so on. And now at least knowledge work becomes completely freed from this tyrannical system, you could say. But for the employers, they don't have it yet. We have a reality where people actually in knowledge work, they work on the train, they work at home, they work on their friend's couch in the evening, they work a split shift because they want to go home and get their kids to bed or spend the afternoon with them, and then they work again from 7 to 9. But the employers, they rarely have their minds wrapped around this change. But the younger generation, I think the generation my age, so 40-ish, they just muddle through. So we go with it, but we do not claim the big revolution. But the younger generation that's coming up, they actually say they are not willing to go into the old rigid systems. So I think the employers will have to, in the long term, wrap their minds around these new modes of working and enable that people can work the way they want to work, and that is best for them.
Well, let's hope they do. And tell me, how can individuals and companies prepare for the disruption that technology will cause in the workplace?
I think at the moment we cannot say that we know exactly what's coming. So it's hard to have this notion of we prepare, we are only reactive. From a futurist perspective, what we say is we need to look at alternative scenarios when there's high insecurity, and which at the moment is what we have. We have many technologies that come together. We have artificial intelligence, robotics, 3D printing, the overall digitalization, and these are accelerating themselves. So we will have machines that learn to learn and that might outsmart us. And what exactly will happen when, we cannot really predict, I think. We have to be clear at the moment.
Well, how would you describe your OEB experience so far? What struck you as most interesting this year, or what stood out for you this year?
What stood out for me was the atmosphere. It's a very open atmosphere where everybody shares with each other, and you have lots of inspiring presentations here, but also today's use cases in the exhibition area, and everybody's open to talk, so this atmosphere of co-learning is for me what the conference embodies.